Okay, so we got a Hellcat and a Mango. Okay, Mango Hellcat. Oh man, that's beautiful. 76, 265. God damn. 1995. Red seatbelts 200. Power sunroof 2000. Black painted roof. Hell yeah. God damn, they charge you, what is that, 1,500 orange brake calipers? Oh shit. 495, gas guzzle 117. Holy shit, oh! Ooh, they got the orange calipers! Oh my god, look at that. Orange calipers. Now see, this is how you're supposed to do it. Look at that shit. Okay. Orange calipers, holy fuck. Okay, we got a 392 Destroyer Gray right there. It's looking nice. How you doing? Destroyer Gray with red. Following the last video that I made about leasing and financing cars, I was asked by somebody to make this video to answer the question whether or not they should lease or finance a Hellcat. Now, a dealer in the dealership is going to do what's best for them. Whatever they get more bonuses for, that's what they're going to push you towards. But let me just tell you right now, based on personal experience, and I've bought like so many of these freaking cars at this point, the best thing that you can do if you plan on keeping one of these cars, which you have to also be careful with that, because some people think, oh yeah, I'm going to keep this thing for a long time, and then they end up saying, oh shit, I want to get rid of it. If you plan on keeping one of these cars, the best thing to do is, depending upon which model it is, it's probably to finance it, but only if you're buying like the regular SRT model, which slots about $50,000. If you finance it and you're planning to keep this car for any length of time, like 6, 7, 8 years, maybe longer, probably, I would say the max you're probably keeping one of these things is about 8 years. Then you finance it, and that's about $50,000. Like in this video, you see the Destroyer Gray, regular SRT Charger. Financing that is not a bad idea. My recommendation is that if you do finance it, that you add $2,800 to the price so that you end up getting the Mopar warranty for the full term of that car's life. You want to definitely be protected on these cars for longer than 3 years, 36,000 miles. In fact, they really shouldn't be financing these cars unless they have that warranty already factored in, so that this way you are protected for at least 8 years worth of warranty. So if anything goes wrong, if your sensors malfunction, if this malfunctions, whatever, you're protected. But then comes the Hellcats and the TRACKHAWKs. I wouldn't even bother mentioning the Viper because pretty much nobody's buying those anymore. That's part of the reason why they discontinued them. Chrysler FCA, they really screwed up by not having an automatic transmission as optional in that car. Not only that, it was so small that it was basically the antithesis of the rest of the SRT lineup, which basically consists of huge cars that you could fit an entire family in. So it's no wonder to me why the Viper failed. So I'm not even going to bother talking about the Viper. But as far as Hellcats and TRACKHAWKs, the smartest thing to do with these things is lease them. I will tell you up front, if you finance a Hellcat at this price right here, you see the sticker price, $76,000 or $70,000, or if you were getting a wide body Challenger, it would be $77,000, or if you're looking at a TRACKHAWK, you're looking at like $100,000. First of all, if you finance one of these things, you're going to be paying no less than about $1,000 a month. In the TRACKHAWK's case, you'll be pushed into like Mercedes S-Class levels of payment, which exceed $1,300 a month. And that's before you factor in your insurance costs. Now, I live in New York, so I get screwed on insurance on everything. They quoted me $350 for finance insurance on a TRACKHAWK, and they quoted me $375 for lease insurance on the TRACKHAWK, which is about $100 more than I pay right now for a Jeep SRT at $260, give or take $260 every month. But if you lease the Hellcat, you avoid the $20,000 haircut that's waiting for you before you even get past 2,000 miles. There's a $20,000 depreciation that will drop the price of that $70,000 or that $77,000 Hellcat down to the 50s. Anybody who's bought one of these things knows exactly what I'm talking about. If you finance the TRACKHAWK, you're looking at a depreciation of no less than $30,000. Just think of it like S-Class. When you buy an S-Class at $100,000 with the taxes bringing it up to about 110, or if you got one for about 90 with the taxes bringing it up to close to like 100 or possibly 105, what you're looking at that point is a depreciation before you even get to 4,000 miles. You're looking at a depreciation that's going to put you in the 60s. Now, that's what Mercedes. With Mercedes certified pre-owned, you're looking at depreciation that puts you in probably the high 60s. Now, if it's a private seller, you might be looking at a little bit better. It might be depreciation in the high 50s, where it makes the price a little bit more affordable for certain people. But bottom line is, you should finance SRT and lease Hellcats or TRACKHAWKs. I won't even bother mentioning the Demon because you probably can't even get your hands on one of those. You probably can't even get near one. And if you do, the markups have pushed those prices to like $120,000. If you can get a lease on an SRT and you don't think that you want to keep it for a very, very long time because obviously the gas guzzling and this, that, and other, some people have different situations, then a lease is probably a better choice. So this way, at the end of 2 years, you take it, you wipe your hands of it, you say, hey, Chrysler, take this thing back, I'm finished with it, and then you can put yourself in something new. But let me tell you, this is a fair warning. Do not finance these things. If you finance these things, the depreciation that you're going to take is going to be like, it's going to be like a knife in your ass. I'm telling you. So just don't finance these things. Now, if they're brand new, there might not be a finance deal on them. If I were you, I would wait until there's a finance deal offered and then take one, because I know there's a lot of people eyeing the wide body Challenger right now. In fact, I really like the wide body Challenger. It's pretty nice. There's also people who plan on getting Charger Hellcats, and they don't know whether it's good to lease or finance them. First of all, if you're even looking at a car like this, you better have good credit. Now, when I say good credit, I mean you better be above 750. If you're above 700, that's okay, but really you want to be like closer to 750 so that you can be in the top tier credit that they can possibly offer you. I also recommend that you go through a credit union rather than going through their bank. If you go through their bank, they're going to put you on a 74 or 76 month. However, if you planned on keeping one of these things for the length of the car's lifetime and you had the Mopar warranty for 8 years, it would make sense at that point to finance it through your credit union. And maybe if you wanted later down the road, it might be possible to refinance it. But I think the interest rates are actually going up, so that might not actually work out well, especially if you have a very long-term payment and depreciation starts to set in. But really, with these things, the smartest thing to do is lease them, because this way, at the end of that 2 years, just in case anything ever happens, you get into a car accident, whatever, you get the thing fixed up through your insurance company, but you get to wipe your hands of it after that 2 years. I know people who bought these things, they've gotten in car accidents, the things never drove the same after that car accident, because once you fuck the balance of these things up, it's over. So the smart thing to do is lease them. Do not finance them. And that pretty much goes in general for these high-tech, expensive new cars that are on the market. The smartest thing to do is to lease them. Now, financing is best done if you're getting a car that you know you're keeping for a very long time that's fulfilling a role. Like, for instance, if you're getting a minivan or you're getting like a F-150 pickup truck or a Ram 1500, if you know that you're getting something that's a very, very long-term keeper, financing that probably makes the best sense. It doesn't make sense to lease something like that unless you're a person who's not certain whether or not you actually like it, because there are a lot of new models that aren't fully tested. They don't have real world reliability ratings and this, that, and other. So some of those things probably make more sense to lease rather than to finance. But as far as financing goes, it's going to be cheaper for your insurance, for one. And second of all, the payments on a lease may be lower, but your payments on your insurance are probably going to be higher because you have to pay like all of the things that they tell you have to pay, which means that you could be paying anywhere between $10 and $30 more for a lease insurance than you're paying for your finance insurance.